All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say tablet and pen time. Ready to begin. Get that tablet pen ready to go because I want to take some notes. I need you to write some things down today and pay attention. We're going to show you something on the screen right now talking about why rich pay taxes last. Do they really pay tax at all? If we structure correctly, it's going to be tax balancing. So let's write down tax balancing at the front. If you have your tablet in front of you, write down today's date. It is January 12th, 2026. What do we get to do? Repackage you. I'm going to do a blueprint, an example on this board today, and hopefully you have your tablet pen ready to write because you're going to need to process here. Now let's do this. Let's say hi to everybody, okay? Someone uses Warren Buffett's picture. I don't know why you would do that. I met Warren 39 years ago, but that's okay. No problem. We can have that game to play. Hello, ECATs. How you doing? Glad to see all of you today. Let's have some fun. Some newbies as well, all this good stuff. What I'm trying to really do for me is this is my 8th week on basically social media. And I'm having some problems with some of the things out there. I don't like some of the information out there. I call it a circus and a bunch of clowns, unfortunately, because blah, 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 blah. That's what happens, what I see every day. I like to correct some of the mistakes. Let's understand something. Why rich pay tax last? Well, let's see, how do they get paid? See, your problem is you're getting a paycheck, okay? That's good and bad at the same time. Your paycheck is taxed before you get the leftover. So that means if we get a paycheck today, we get the leftover and everything we touch again is tax, 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 and probate when we're gone. So if we learn how to play the game, we can learn to win. But it's going to be up to you to pay attention today. Now, I want to ask you a question. What did you add to your life last week? What did you add to your life, what you're trying to do? In other words, function. In other words, what is there? Or did you add structure? Did you add anything else? Or are you making the same rerun every day? I watch people do it all the time. They want something to improve, but they're not doing anything to add to what they're trying to do today. See, there's no magic wand. Mine's bent and broken. It doesn't work. Today, you have the choice. What is the choice we have? Well, we're going to talk about you, all right, and your personal credit. We're going to talk about corporation structure as well. So let's go back from here and let's take the next picture. What we're going to do is divisions and assets. All right, divisions and assets. What does that mean? Let's understand. Today, okay, a long, long time ago, maybe before you were born, or mommy did it for you, you did it yourself. We're going to go to the board. We're going to write down an SS5. Let's write down SS5 equals SSN. We all are measured by an SSN, Social Security number. You think it's a Social Security number. What it is actually we're bonded. Our government bonds us up to $35 million apiece. Now, I was told to get mine at 14 to 16 because Franklin D. Roosevelt had the Gold Act. In August of 71, Nixon took the gold standard out. So maybe you did it or mommy did it. One of you did it. You signed a form called SS5. That got your SSN. What does that do for you? Let's understand. I want you to connect the dots today. So we got one thing to understand. So if I did a form, I did it or mommy did it for you based on when you were born, SSN connects to the 1040 tax return. You get a paycheck, okay? And if you look at your paycheck the first time when you got one years ago, you notice, where's my money? Well, the IRS gets their cut. You did the job, you worked your tail off, or you're lazy, it depends on you, and you got your paycheck. It was taxed, you got the leftover. So we have to understand a couple things today. You're gonna have to come up with a couple numbers. I would like you to write down, okay, 6420. Okay, or $10,000. Let's understand. What is our goal? How much money do you need to pay your bills? Okay, yes, we're all going to go, I want 10,000, but the difference is it practical? Is it what you really need today to pay your bills? So let's understand. For me, I'm going to go back to basics, what I've did for myself all these years. And I'm online, listen carefully, in person or online, all right, 6 days a week. Monday through Friday, twice a day. Class on Saturday, all classes, about 5 or 6 classes on Saturday. See, if you bought one of my books, and I've written 67 books so far, I'm going to teach you how to read the book. I'm not going to hand you a book unless I hold your hand, and that's what the ultimate goal should be. What paycheck do you need? We need to figure that out. Now, let's remember something. It's taxed. You get taxed. You get the leftover. Everything you touch is taxed again. You should be thinking about a couple of things today. I would like you to think about tax balancing. Okay, so let's understand what this means. All right, the IRS, all right, that's where the bullies go work, as far as I'm concerned. All right, IRS is right here. Okay. And here's you trying to do tax balancing. And that's what the goal should be. Now, we're going to go way over on this side on the board, and we're going to understand a couple of things. We're going to write down the word banks. Banks. Okay. The reason I want you to write down banks is they bankrupt 22,000 locations last year. So here's banks bankrupting locations. See, banks do tax balancing as well. The difference, so does rich and famous people. Tax balancing. Let's understand. The United States of America Incorporated got 50 corporations, states, and cities. They're corporations as well. They actually are so smart, they created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy under the Federal Protection Act, which is called bankruptcy code for all of us. Before, we had debtors prison, then went to bankruptcy code. Some of you filed bankruptcy. Did you seal your record? Or did you allow that company called Statewide to report it to the credit bureaus? Your lack of knowledge is what I call as I'd say our stupidness, but that are I'm not allowed to use the word stupid anymore. Okay, or dumbness. How's that? Banks are using tax balancing. They bankrupt branches. Let's write down the word branches, branch number. The reason a branch has a branch number is because they have a corporation owning a corporation. You'll reflect to this as you as well. This is 1984 kind of stuff, 1984. And that's what happens all the time. So the ability to play this game. So this is the 84 situation. This is what I did as well. So let's go back over to you over here, okay? Let's pretend you're going to listen 110% and you'll let me start driving for you instead of you driving your life. Because I believe you're doing it wrong anyway. Sorry. But why would you listen to me? Well, let's see. I'm the guy that trained Ken Yarborough. He was at TRW. They became a Spirit in 96. I said the oldest card is the most important thing to look at in history. Then I said the fluctuation. Every card needs a stick in the back of it. So let's write this down. So let's dummy proof this. We all do things that are kind of silly and kind of dumb, in my opinion. If I take these cards in front of me right now, what is my goal? Well, this is a 50,000. This is a 10. I'd like to get you one of these and 7 of these, if that's okay. But what we have to do is understand something. The reason they say below 30% is how I designed the system in the first place, late 70s, 80s, and 90s. Let's understand that. So what happens is the oldest card and then fluctuation. All cards fluctuate. What does that mean? This is a $10,000 card. We need a sticky in the back of the card, sticky. This means if we dummy proof this, what does this mean? We write down it's worth $10,000, okay? 25% is $2,900, $2,500. 29 is 2,900. So if I stay between 29% below, I'm in the green. I like to keep it at 25 to 29% because it'll give me more credit. These are the numbers that actually kind of work. But if you take this card past 30%, it's in the yellow, then it's in the red. You're on fire. The problem is you're going to have an excuse. Most people have excuses. I lost my job. I had an emergency. I look at it this way. What do we look at? Time, money, and credit. No money, no time, and no credit. What did you do? You backed yourself in a corner. We should never back ourselves in a corner because not all cards fluctuate. Most of them do, but gold and platinums do not fluctuate. So let's write it down. A gold and platinum card does not fluctuate. These are my wife's cards. I use them on purpose because there's always some turd trying to knock you down. Okay, there's always a turd. It's like Henry trying to copy my TikTok right now. And I know it's him, so I have the attorney's going to go kick his ass. So again, what do? So let's understand something, okay? These do not fluctuate. What does that mean? That means they don't go up and down based on utilization. These are paid over time limit 100,000. They're unlimited to $1 million. What you're hearing out there in the world today in the circus and the clowns, you need 5 LLCs, you need this card. No, stop. Let's go back to basics, okay? Basics are simple. God, family, money. That's what I live by. God is first, then look at family. My wife and I became one 20 plus years ago. Then it's money. That's what you have to do. This is the way I do things for me. If these don't fluctuate and I lost my job, have an emergency, that doesn't last forever. That could be a day, week, month, or year. Bottom line. If you allow me to build the credit I want to build you is $100,000. What does that mean? That gives you $71,000 of safety in case you have no blankety blank day, week, month, or year. You get through the bad times. You did not plan your problems. You did not plan the problem and you got your assets kicked. That's how it works. Sorry to say, but it's true. So we're going to go back to the board if I can get you to pay attention today. Let's write down you, okay? This means you. Let's write down you. Here's a husband, okay? Here's a wife. It's another you, okay? We became one under God's eyes, in my opinion. That's what we did. You have the ability since day one to have 3 divisions of you. So let's write down 3 divisions of me, okay? Write down divisions of me. Very simple. You are a legal person of flesh, okay? A corporation or entity is a legal person of law. I'm not here to be an attorney. The reality is I'll show you how it works, but it's going to be up to you. You became one, okay? That's okay. That's a good thing. Husbands and wives, that's what we got to do. This is a line of defense. What is this? This is a line of defense. What does cities and states do? Line of defense. All right, so the goal is, let's understand if we could structure ourselves correctly and build a blueprint, you could change your life if you want to. But maybe you like reruns. You have them all every day. Last week, you did not a darn thing new. You did the same thing again and again and again, and you're no further than you want to be. None of you are. Come on. Let's be honest. You're no further than you wanted to be the day before that. If we stop the rerun and get up earlier every day, we can actually repackage our lives. Now, the number one thing I want you to think about, if your paycheck is taxed, how do you get any of it back? Okay. Unfortunately, the circus out there is don't buy a house. Okay. Even though I have 2 at 50 million each, he says, all right. But the bottom line is, where did the money come from in the first place? Okay. Again, I don't trust what it says, but again, what do? Don't buy a house because it's a bad investment. Excuse me. The only thing I know is about a house, all right, is basically the first 24 years, it's interest. 24 years, it's interest, okay? So if I want any money back from my paycheck, I need a house payment, okay? That's just the bottom line. House payment gives you money back on what? Your tax return. But again, you have property tax as well. That's, all right, fire, police, road, and school. I want to pay for that because my kids go to school, right? The fire, I need them, the police department, the road. I drive on the road. So I'm going to tell you, you're going to pay some tax, but you're going to pay as much tax as you have to. There's a big difference. Even rich and famous people pay property tax, if you don't know this, bottom line. So we got to learn to play the game to win. So I'm going to say house payment is going to offset your taxes. And I don't want you listening to the circus and the clowns out there going blah, 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 in my opinion. But again, it's only my opinion because it'll offset your tax return. So let's understand. We're going to play some more. Now, when you buy a house for you, husbands and wives, I want you to realize you became one. Yes, it's under God's eyes. But from now on, you buy things separately, okay? You buy a house, it's escrow, close, homestead, trust. That's what it is. So let's write it down. Escrow, close, homestead, trust. Only one of you on the house. You don't want both of you on that loan. Why? What if you lose it? You didn't plan the problem. The creditor of that bank can report you to the IRS as a 1099-C of unclaimed income. So we might be one, but everything we do should be separate. Got it so far? So I want you to protect yourself and plan the problem. If you lost the house, what do we have? One of you's the duck and sheep, not the other one. If we do escrow, close, homestead, trust, the house is controlled by the trust anyway. I mean, John D. Rockefeller was a genius in 1934. The family, billions and billions of billions, never got stuck into probate like today because you didn't plan the problem. He did. Planning the problem makes sense. But again, it's up to you. I'd like you to share this live with everybody. I didn't make it. I tried. This is my 8th week on social media. I was trying to get to 25,000 followers, and I'm only at 20,616. So I'm short 5,000 followers. Well, a little 4,000, almost 5,000. I blew it, I guess. I didn't do my job. See, I feel bad because I wanted 25,000 followers, not 20,616. See, it's like today, when you need $1 or you need $50, when someone hands you 50 cents, is it enough? It's not enough. So we got to realize rules and tools, but I put things under what? I want to reach goals. I want to reach every goal I've ever had. And I already have so far for me. But again, that was just a goal on social media. So today, I'd like you to share the live with everybody, if you would, please. Just share it with everybody. Why not? Okay? We'll even let you be an affiliate. That's kind of fun. So a house, again, the only way I know how to get money back on a tax return, because we're measured by SS5, SSN, and 1040. So I would say house. You should have 3 divisions of you. Now, we talk about people pay tax. How about divisions and houses? Now, some of you think you're experts in real estate. That's fantastic. I love that. Now, I created my first $1 million at a corporation structure when I was about 15 years old, by the way. Now, understand, for me, this is called winning the game of business. I released this in 1976, okay? I was using corp to corp, okay? That's what I did, corp to corp. Now, remember something. I was driving a Lamborghini in 1976, Quintosh, and I was going to East Coast College, all right, part-time. But I was 14 and a half. What the hell did you do? So I'm going to put you in check today, okay? The reality is age has nothing to do with anything, okay? It has to do what you want to create as an ability to do something. I invented something called Car Finder and got all kinds of patents and all kinds of things that I'm doing all my life. I had to get out of hell. I was motivated. Maybe you're not motivated. Maybe you got the mommy and daddy and you're just comfortable. Goody for you. I didn't get that. I could eat out of a trash can, use and abuse as a kid, and it pissed me off. So I was motivated to get out of hell. So if you want to listen and learn, today's rules are different than it was in 84. But again, what do? Division process. Let's understand. Let's go over here. Let's write down, hey, I got an LLC. Okay, you have an LLC. Fantastic. I watched the circus and the clowns go, you need 5 of these, 3 of these, as I stop. An LLC, Supreme Court has said, is a legal person. Supreme Court, you ever heard of them? By the way, there are 9 types of LLCs. What kind do you have? Maybe you have an LLP. Okay, LLP. Maybe you have an S Corp, a C Corp. Okay. So again, different types of organizations you can have as a legal person. Maybe you have a nonprofit. Okay. Maybe you have what's called a PC. There are 6 types of entities to have that's called a legal person. We need to understand a couple of things, what I did in 1984, because I didn't want to pay franchise tax fee. That was just me. Division process is born. So let's write down 1985. Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit, who built $60 billion for his clients over the years and himself, and was the second largest advertiser in California for 32 years. Me, been online or in person for 49 years, helping people. If you could turn these up a little bit today. But it's up to you. Here, we're going to have 9 entities. We're going to call these entities divisions. So when I write, you should write. If you want to put it here, if you want, but it's up to you. So 9 entities. What does this mean? What I want you to understand is create a line of defense. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You have the ability to not only listen and learn, you have the ability to change your life today. Not next week, today. But it's up to you. Unfortunately, you're so busy doing what you do, I think you're disappointed with yourself. Why? You didn't create a line of defense. You let the world knock you down and get your assets kicked. You get down you knock down 1,000 times, get 1,001. But it's going to be up to you if you want to learn to play and learn how to play this game to win. So understand, share the live with everybody today. That's what I'd like you to do. Help me help you. That's the bottom line. All right, so people get paid tax. Rich people get paid last in their taxes. Well, in most cases, they don't pay tax. Now, maybe they're doing tax buffering or tax balancing, but corporations don't pay tax till they're profitable. So corporations are taxable when they're profitable. Debt offsets taxes. Corporate credit's a write-off. So if you jacked up the personal card, dropped the score, that's on you because you screwed up. Congratulations. These don't fluctuate. These do. If you don't learn rules and tools and change and add something to what you're trying to do, you're never going to make it. Most of you are 35 to 75 years old and you're disappointed because of you. What I want you to understand is how to play the game to win. We're going to create a line of defense. Write line of defense, please. A line of defense. I'd like to teach you how to play the game to win. Now, this is a management company, okay? Let's pretend you say you're an expert in real estate. You have 3 houses in an LLC. Fantastic. When they sue one of them, you lose them all. Congratulations. See, what you got to realize is these entities, as the Supreme Court says, the legal person is on Secretary of State's website. Your name's right there. It's right there. You're the officer. You're on the bank account. They follow the money. And you're the duck and sheep. So when they sue that, they sue you. Poor guy, 2 weeks ago, I had 42 LLCs and 42 houses. I'm protected. No, you're not. All it takes is one deposition because he's the managing member of all of them. He's got one of these books. Wow, got a book. These are what's called minutes and bylaws for every type of entity. He's got the minutes and bylaws. LLC has certificate of ownership. He's the managing member of all of them. One lawsuit names him, guess what happens? They're going to get him. They're going to come get you. But again, here's our problem. If we have a husband and wife situation, when they sue him, they sue her. They sue her, they sue him. So I'm going to suggest a marriage agreement, by the way. No, I understand. I just go by what my life is, but what to plan the problem. So again, we're going to talk about this in car more. I want you to master an SS4 form. Okay? Here, 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 and here. I'm going to show you certain things that can help you if you want. But again, what if you had houses and you put them under division process? Okay? This creates a line of defense, kind of like your banks do and your grocery stores do. Because you're counting on a tenant to pay on time. When they don't pay on time, it screws up your life. Well, and basically a single family house, you're lucky if you get basically $300 to $600 a month. It's kind of a waste on a single family house. If I had one of those, I'd pick a nonprofit corporation, because under the Transportation Act and Elderly Care Act, I can take one of these houses and move it over here. If I do that for hospice, that's up to $112,000 a month of income to a nonprofit. I bet you I can get a raise or a paycheck. What do you think? But let's write this down. Your paycheck is your lifestyle, so your lifestyle is your paycheck. In other words, don't pay yourself too much money. Isn't that terrible? So if we play this game today to win, as we play this and show other pieces as well, I want you to take a picture of the next slide we put up on the screen. Now, this is your future. Do what you do today. It's fantastic. Do what you do, all right? Make your money, do whatever you're doing. On the other side, let me do this for you, okay? How about we do auto income? When I wrote the first book on laundromats and car washes 40 plus years ago, now you get some of my clients out there, you need a laundromat and car wash. No, you don't. You need to own it, not run it, okay? Nobody runs a car wash besides a management company. When I did my payphones, I had 22,000 payphones doing 6.6 million a month, because that's his payphone business or printing business. I'd like to ask you a question the other day. You drove by the Wendy's restaurant on the right-hand side when you drove down the street, right? Did you go inside and ask for the owner? There's no owner. It's ran by a management company. Why don't you own a piece of a Wendy's restaurant? What's wrong with you? You have wasted 50,000, 20,000, 100,000 in your life, and you're going, what do I do now? See, you should have owned a piece of something that's called auto income, by the way. I hope you took a picture of that, because that's your future if you want it to be, but it's up to you. Now, this is live. I do all my things live currently. I'm online again every Monday morning through Friday, and this is at 3:15 in the morning. 3:15 in the morning, I'm live to help everybody. It's simple. I wake up at 1:45 in the morning. That's just my thing. So if you want to play in the morning, you can. You want to play in the afternoon at 3 o'clock, you can do that too. See, if I sell you a book, you're stuck with me. If you get any program from me, you're stuck with me. I'm the founder of the organization. I will not let you down, because I want you to understand how it works. Your problem is you get this stuff, you pay for some other circus clown or whatever out there, blah, blah, blah. You go to an event and spend $10,000, you get a box of what? Books? The person who wrote the book should have been holding your hand. This is live as we play the game. In the beginning, I'll say no pictures or recording, because what do we have to do? Take pictures of things that matter the most. That's what I tell you to do. Why waste the camera? Why waste the time? So when I wrote down see it, believe it, go get it, I was 12 and a half years old at the Torrance Library. There's me in 1981. See, I accomplished every goal I ever had. I don't have an excuse. Most people have excuses, or half the world's freaking lazy. There's the highest kick on planet Earth at the time. That's only 13 feet. Highest and fastest kick on planet Earth. I like goodies. You like goodies? But I'm not silly enough to have goodies in my name. I think that's kind of dumb, to be honest with you. I looked at it when I studied rich and famous people as a kid, or being homeless or being used and abused. I want to get out of hell. I went to the library almost every day. John D. Rockefeller did it right. Everyone else is kind of screwing up. I like what he did. I study rich and famous people. I like goodies. You like goodies? Every car is a Lamborghini or Ferrari. It's in the division process. I created the line of defense. So today, let's look at you and your car, okay? Let's pretend you have a car. Let's write down the word car right here. We have a registered owner, and we have a lien holder. Simple. Now, I'd like you to continue this over here a little bit more. I'd like you to write down division of me. Can you do that for me, please? Division of me. You see, what we're going to do is show you a different way you could do things since day one anyway, but you didn't do that. That's on you, by the way. So a division of me, this is going to be for contracts, but C is contracts. This will be supply equals cash, cash credit, and this is cash credit cards. Okay, let's understand this. This is the corporate umbrella. If I create an entity under the corporation or entity LLC, whatever you want to call it, very simple, and I put my name on it, I have a legal person as an entity, and I'm allowed to use the SS4, by the way, over here. So anything else, what do we do? So what happens today is very simple. Your car that's registered to you, unfortunately, what I call the circus out there and the clowns, you can only write off so much. Well, that makes no sense to me. I don't care about the write-off. What I care about is the liability. Your car registered to you is a mistake because what happens is very simple. When you get in a bumpity bump at whatever store it might be, they're going to sue you. All these lovely attorneys on the freeways and on the billboards and the freeways and the TV. All right, call them bloodsuckers, sorry, but that's true. They're going to sue you. You're the registered owner. If the car was absorbed into the corporation as a division, you would basically get rid of the division and not the corporate, your family. I'd like you to write down, I'm willing to sacrifice the division, not the corporation or LLC or my family. You've been sacrificing you long enough. Is that okay? I'd like you to learn to play the game to win. That's why I wrote this in 1976, by the way, once again. And by the way, page 6, paragraph 3 says cash flow for your time. I wrote that when I was 15, by the way. There's always people stealing my goodies. It's typical. Like when I have to have our attorneys call Tony Robbins and say, quit using Blueprint of Success, guy, own the rights to that too. Again, you have the choice to learn, to listen, and play the game to win, if you want to. Car should be registered to a division of a corporation. So let's understand what you did. You're the registered owner of your car. You're the registered owner of the car. This should be transferred to a division, okay? The only thing you're willing to sacrifice would be a division and not the corporation. Unfortunately, what you do today, you sacrifice you and your family because you don't know what you're doing anyway, in my opinion. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm not going to say that, but again, don't take offense. I don't like what you do. You didn't plan the problem. You get your assets kicked. It makes no sense. So a registered owner of a car should be a division because the only thing you should sacrifice in life would be a division because you can get another one and another one. You only get one SS5 at one SSN, but that's up to you. If you want to play my way, we get to win. When I wrote Winning the Game of Business, it was in 1975 and 76, I released it to help people. I've updated that over the years as well. Remember, in 1976, I was 16 years old. 16. $1 million in the bank, driving a Lamborghini. You went to go to college part-time. What did you do? Never went to high school. All right, I got to go to Orange Coast and all the other things. And yeah, I did all the tests and all the papers as well. But what happens? Anybody can go to school and get the paper. Life teaches you life by getting your assets kicked. That's how it works. But again, you should be winning the game of business. Now, I wrote the next system I wanted to write for Books for Dummies, but that was taken. See, when I do something new, I feel dumb. That's just me. So the Books for Dummies became what's called the Millionaires Founders Kit. I've owned the rights of the Blueprint of Success for 40 years. That's why I got to remind people, quit using what I own because I'll sue you. Okay, create your own stuff is what the bottom line is. Take a picture. I'd like you to DM me, all right, basically TikTok and have some fun. I'd like you to share the live with everybody to help me reach my goal. And I feel bad because I didn't reach my goal. All right, I'm short, okay, about 4,500 people following. I'm trying to get that today. Is that a miracle? Well, maybe. Take your picture. That was sold at the Bonaventure, Orange County, Ontario, and Long Beach for 32 years, being the second largest advertiser in California for $5,000 a set. So now you can get all 12 books and CDs if you want to. Now, rags to riches, we all have that story. Everybody's got a sad story. Nobody cared I was born in a taxi. No one gave a damn I was being used and abused. No one cares that they left me in a trash can. But I want out of hell. That's just me being motivated. Today, your choice is simple. It's 2026. If you don't add foundation to change something you're doing today, you're going to have the same rerun you've done for the last 5 years again and again and again. You haven't changed anything. Structure. Structure builds finance and builds the dream. Structure builds finance, builds the dream. Family, God, family, money. Simple. House. The house you don't even purchase, escrow, closed, homestead, trust. Only one of you on the loan. The trust controls the house, and both you're on that. If you have a prenup and postnup, they sue him. They can't sue her. Hey, I stood up in court. All right, basically trying to get my goodies back after I died in a coma in 2009. Came back and my 3.7 billion structure was stolen. All right, the auditor, I'm trying to get it back. His question was very simple. I don't drive a Lamborghini. Why do you? He had to ask twice because I didn't really want to answer the question. I said, because I'm a smart SOB and you're an idiot. He didn't like that answer. I just thought he was being stupid. It's your damn fault you don't buy a Lamborghini. I've been racing race cars and motorcycles and boats since I was a kid. Why haven't you? Fun. But I accomplished my goals. I don't have excuses. So again, all right, here's David Kenner, Death Row Records owner at the time. He represents all the rap people as well. They're clients of mine, probably most of them. And so is David. He's a friend as well. He says, Mr. Reynolds has a prenup and postnup, sir. You can't give his wife a tax problem. What? So understand something. I prepared the problem. So if they sue her, they sue him, they sue him, they sue her. So I would suggest a prenup and a postnup. Now mine says one thing. If I cheat, she gets it all. She cheats, I get it all. Okay. My first wife cheated. Okay. We had 4 beautiful daughters, no problem. And then basically what did she do? I stayed in 12 years, raised my children, my girls. Okay. Separate beds, of course. No, the Bible says I can take her outside. What? But again, they can't do that. It's not legal. Okay. So understand, you got to deal with things in this world today. So understand what happens. I still gave her $15,000 a week for over 2 years. That's right, 2 years. Paid all her bills. No matter what happens, there's always someone saying you're the guilty one. The car shouldn't be your car. The boat or the goodie shouldn't be yours either. See, your problem, you want to put the word me, mine on it. Stop it. A corporation and entities, what do we get to do? Our goal is auto income, the process. What does this mean? If we create auto income, that's what I do with my payphones, the laundromats, the car washes. I bought my first Jack in Box when I was 19. I don't know why you didn't. It was simple. It was more affordable. So if we structure finance first, we can accomplish the goal and the dream if you want to. But it's going to be up to you. I tell you to be fighting through the pain. Okay? It's like I have to remind people not to use some of my goodies. All right? It's like I always say, being a Christian is a way of life, not a moment of time. I had to call Joel and say, you can't use that. I own that. It's one of my websites. It's coming out. It's a series. Simple. What do? I accomplished my goals. Why don't you? There's the yacht. Why not? Okay, let's have some fun. But in 2009, we took the yacht out in the backyard in Hardys, Utah, Huntington Harbor, to watch the fireworks on July 4th. Next day, I'm in a coma. Someone had a virus. Kind of sucks. So your life can change in a second, no matter if you have 3.7 billion in structure or not. Goals can protect yourself. Goodies should be divisions. I always said, Father, as long as you help me understand. In other words, as long as I'm moving forward, I'm not falling down, giving thanks to the Father for everything. In Jesus' name, amen. I'm just going to be thankful I'm alive of what I've went through so far in my life. But again, what do? No matter where we come from, okay, we can accomplish the goal with no excuses. One of my websites is Jesus is not a drive-through. Because everybody wants to, be crazy and then go to church and go, praise Jesus. He's not a drive-through. It's not a pit stop. It's a way of life, like I said before. Me, I'm always going to tell you what I always say to everybody. It's always good, always good. When it's a little boy, they're going, how you doing, little boy? I'd look at them and go, always good. They leave me alone then. Thank you, Jesus. So understand, fighting through the pain. So the way I do things is very simple. God, family, and money. That's how it works for me. My wife and I became one, 20 plus years ago. So when I say family, it's both of us. We take care of the family. I have 6 beautiful kids, 5 girls and a boy, and I have a great life. I love it every day. I'm thankful for every moment I get. So if you get the Millionaire's Founder's Kit, if you pay attention to the second variation, building wealth, financial freedom, foundation forms, the stock kit, the minutes and bylaws right here. Okay, what do we do next? The resolutions, the goal setting. It only takes 38 steps to reach a goal. 38 steps. Why do you make people harder than it needs to be? But again, it's like building more wealth. Overview with me. I set up the first dashboard for credit using tax ID in 1987 while I'm training Ken Yarbrough, TRW Experience. That was my dashboard in the first place. So managing multiple corporations, because you'll have a profit, an LLC, and you'll have basically a nonprofit as well in the future as we play. Reaching the finish line, what? Nonprofit. So what do? We play. Now, because I want to change the world, during this live, you have some things and some options. And if you don't exercise the options, like someone said earlier today, what did you have to pay for it? Because you didn't do what I told you to. I'm going to tell you what to do, okay? That's just me. You know, you don't have to do it. You can do whatever you want to do. If you write the blueprint as we're doing it today, you can throw it away at the end of the day. But it's going to help you change your life if you want to. This is called starting out right. This is for the kids, high school, college. This has the rules and tools. I dedicated to Harold Stokes, my friend, my mentor, my professor, and my attorney years ago. He passed away. He wanted me to change the world. So again, if you DM me, you get to the link tree, you'll see this is a free download during this webinar only. If you don't do it, then you blew it. Then pay for it. Simple. It's your fault. I told you to do it now. Not next week, not next week. You are the procrastinator. Do you know procrastination kills the dream every day? So let's add some pieces and rules and tools. This is for the kids in high school and college to start their file, and I'll give them the first credit card, by the way, for free. Free. You'll need a copy too. But I tell you to download now, but if you don't do it, that's up to you. You blew it. That's up to you. See, I'm the real deal. I'm online 6 days a week, twice a day, Saturday, all classes. I've done this for 49 years to help people. And if you don't want the help, then why are you here today? You want to change your life, right? Let's do it my way. Your way sucks. Sorry, I'm going to tell you the truth. You sit at the kitchen table with your friends and family. Fantastic. And you said, honey, we're going to start a business. Oh, goody. We're going to jack up our carts, drop our score, get stuck, can't get any more. We're going to hawk our house. We're going to bring the pain over you and me, and we're going to be dumb. That's what you did. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Cards fluctuate. Why didn't you learn the rules and tools that I helped set up years ago? Why? When I wrote never bring the pain home, that's because I'm a kid with no family. You'd have a trash can. Stop bringing the damn pain home. These don't fluctuate. They don't what? See, if you don't learn rules and tools and change the way you do things, it's on you. All I can do is help you as much as I can. If you pay attention, write it down and follow through. So what do? Now, I have a couple of problems. I rhyme all the time, try not to, and I rhyme with both hands at the same time. At T. Wicker Junior High, they tested me. The third time they gave me the SAT test and test me again and again, I'm in my gym shorts, no shirt, no shoes, socks. Cheryl was a counselor. I told her she was a C- student because she was a pain in the ass set. She's probably a D- student. All right, nobody can do that. You're right. So tired of hearing that crap. The SSN is the 1040, like I told you. You or mommy fill out that form. You got one of these, 1040 tax return. You get one chance to try and bring the pain home. One chance. The SS4, the 1120 or 1065. Read it. This is a universal form. It always has been. It says employer. It says entity. It says individual person. Are you a person? Are you a person? Yes or no? Get 3 of these suckers. But do it under a corporation or an LLC. When I started the dashboard in 1987, because I'm training Yarborough in late 80s, 70s, and 90s and all kinds of stuff, having some fun. This allows a tax ID to start a credit file, okay? Literally tax ID. That's why they allow EIN and TIN as well. Simple. I created the first dashboard to do so in 1987. What do? The NACB certifies me because I created the 29% rule. All cards need to be at 29 per low, period. Okay? I was going to sue, Credit Karma during the pandemic because they kept saying 42%. But again, they've been indicted 6 times. They don't have Experian to help you. They have no phone number. It's a joke. They should be fired in a second. But you like them because they're free. They don't have Experian. So that's the biggest problem you got today. So let's play my way. Let's write down all cards fluctuate. All cards what? Fluctuate. So let's write it down. Your choice is to listen and learn to play the game to win if you want to. I'm going to ask you to share this live with everybody. Because if you did, you can be an affiliate. I can send you some money. But it's up to you. What do we get to do? Let's understand something today. If all cards fluctuate, what do I do in emergency? Simple. You realize these two don't fluctuate at all. Up to $100,000 paid over time limit. They're up to $1 million. So because you jacked up the wrong card, you're good people, most of you. You brought the pain home and got stuck. Why would you do that to yourself? The lack of knowledge is a what? Our dumbness. The reality is you're not dumb. You just follow dumb. So let's understand. I want you to read and understand this very clear. The LLC, the LLP, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit PC, Supreme Court put them in the same bucket, okay? They're a legal person, bless you. Because what do we do? Let's understand this, okay? It says what? A corporation is a legal person. You might not like the fact that a corporation, LLC, is a limited company. It is a damn corporation. I'll argue that every day. Supreme Court said so. I'm not going to argue with them. But LLC becomes S anyway, so it's simple. Because up to $3 to $5 million. See, a C Corp is double taxed. LLC's got tax. S Corp actually gets best. It's a single filing tax return. But it's up to you. What does it say? 7.5 years old. I'm at the Hope family house, by the way. These lovely people that were abusing me and the kids. Nobody gave a damn. They had a poker game, said a corporation's a legal person. It says may sue or be sued right there, right in front of you. It's right in front of you. May sue or be sued. Hey, what is it? Not required to file fictitious business name. I rode my bicycle next to the Torrance Police Department library next door. Man, what does this mean? She was rude too. She walked away because I was 7.5 years old asking an intelligent question. Okay, I was always challenging people. It's just kind of fun. I taught myself how to read at 2.5 years old, by the way. And it's kind of fun when they test me, T, because you're high. My IQ is 203 at the time, and I have total recall on most things, and I wrote with both hands at the same time. They didn't like that. Too bad. It says it may sue or be sued. Your organization's on Secretary of State's website. It's right there. When they sue the LLC, they sue you. LLP, they sue you. S Corp, C Corp, whatever, they sue you. If you don't create a line of defense, you're the duck and the sheep. That's how it works. You're a duck and a sheep. So if you understand how to play the game, you can win if you want to. But maybe you like being stuck. Maybe you like bringing the pain home. They said LLC, LLP, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit, PC is under the same category. If we create divisions, entity below the corporation, it basically is a legal person as well. Now, remember that, chapter 18. Remember 17900A3. Because I could see that in my head. I could see the SS4 in my head too. And I could see the form that I wanted to create. I had a problem in 1984. I didn't want to pay franchise tax fee for everything I'm doing. But again, we'll go into that as well. When I started the Orange County Blind Center, I was 12.5 years old. I got named in a lawsuit too. Everywhere I turn, I'm getting my asses kicked. That's kind of life, by the way. Never bring the pain home. I use the word Braille, belonging to the Braille institution. You lie to yourself every day. Sorry, but you do. On social media, I watch these 9, what I call clowns in circus. You can bankrupt a corp and get another one. You sign for the car. You sign the lease of the building. You sign for the credit card. So what happens? I have a division of me. The division of me, Ray Reynolds, right here, Ray Reynolds. Okay, I'm using SS4 because I'm allowed to. I signed the lease of this building and the building next door. So it's a division using SS4 and not my SSN. I don't have to use my SSN and everything. You break the rules anyway. Why? Because you're supposed to not use for ID purposes. So guess what we do? The lie is not kind of watching social media. If you get an LLC, click right here, you protect your family. That's a bunch of hooey. That's crap. If they sue the LLC, they sue you. You're on the bank account. They follow the money. Let's understand how this works. Let's tell the truth. You're, whatever you have, check Secretary of State's website. I'll bet you 45% of you to 49% of you use your home address. It should have been a P.O. box, by the way. Maybe you'll set up a line of defense to protect you and your family. It's up to you. Now, I've had 2 attorneys get mad at me over the years and give me crap. When I came out of coma in 2009, 10, 11, I started writing checks again on social media. No, TV and radio. That's what I've always done. I'm now on social media for the last 8 weeks, seeing how I want to like to do it and see if it works for me. But then I look at all these circus and clowns out there. I give corporations for free. Why would you spend thousands of dollars with an attorney who's not, there's practice law, hasn't got it right yet, and then you spend thousands on a corporation when they're all free anyway? Pay your filing fee. Take a picture, scan it, get the corporations for free in any state you want. Whatever type you want as well. Now understand, they're going to say LLC is a corporation, like it or not. So it's so work. It's free. Free. You like free? Okay, there's the SS5 form that you filled out or mommy did. SS5 equals SSN and 1040 tax return. You're taxed on your paycheck before you get your check. You get the leftover, and everything you touch again is tax, 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 and probate when we're gone. The S is for there says employer. It says an entity. Entity is a division, by the way, if you don't know that. Individual person. I'm a person. You're a person, right? Let's get 3 of those. We can learn to do tax balancing. Can you imagine that? My specialty class is Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Pacific Standard Time is tax balancing. Banks and grocery stores use corp to corp. That's what they do, and that's called subsidiaries. All right, they're basically very simple. They what? Okay, all right, corporations. Again, what do we look at? This is Cat's Daddy 50 or whatever, okay? All right, they are what? All right, no, they're not, okay? Again, entities under the corporation. Let's focus on this. So what do? Banking and credit purposes. If I set up the credit file for you in the dashboard and get you these cards, my next question, would you like 9 more? They offer 99. I don't want 99. I want you to create $1 million of credit off of a gold or a platinum card. Corporate credit's a write-off. Borrow money is not taxable, okay? So if we play this game the right way, you get to win the game of business. That's the goal as we play. The dashboard allowed me to do 4 categories. A person, a corporation, a division, or subsidiary. That's what allowed. Using tax ID, EIN, TIN, SSN. Got it so far? We get to play the game to win. If we play, all right, the score will be like a 750 score. That's the ultimate goal for all of us. So the goal is to win the game of business. For instance, if you don't have a credit file, I tend to help my clients that get into certain agreements with me to build their credit. There are millions and millions of dollars on the dashboards, by the way. They're live credit cards, real things. Not this trade line crap that I don't like. But again, I might have to get you a card off one of my cards. I call that a dummy card, by the way. I'm not going to give you the card. It allows me to use my history. It allows me to ask for a separate billing or authorized user. You're never authorized user. You're separate billing. If you need help in any way, we're here to help you if you want, but it's up to you. You got to listen and learn and follow through. That's the key thing. If you're jacked up on your credit cards today, you have to increase the limit or pay it down. That's the only way to do this. How do you do that? You take your picture here. I took supply credit coming out of coma, and I created supply and turned it into $51,000 to $53,000 of credit. So again, I reduced my debt to ratio. This you can do about up to $51,000 if you want, but again, it's up to you. 18 years ago, as an affiliate, I help creditors and credit applications add division process. Every cash application today for cash credit for business allows division process. It's right there if you play the game to win, but it's up to you to pay attention. So understand something as we play this game to win. So if you have collection accounts, there's 5 ways to kill a debt. It's going to be up to you as well. Years and years ago, on the credit bureaus, all 3 of them had consumer credit counseling on it. That was my company as well. I've been helping the credit system for 49 years. Maybe you'll pay attention today. You might have to pay a debt or two or negotiate something outstanding because you're not here to rip off your creditor. If you have a problem with the IRS, there's a way to get into their program as well. They have a forgiveness program. We're offering compromise. So the goal would be to repackage you like Humpty Dumpty. They have the HR 9991 to try to get rid of the credit repair scams out there. Because when you look at the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it's against the rule for them to collect money up front. That's against federal law. It's public record, by the way. But they're all doing, I'm going to repair your credit. Goody for you. Okay. Federal trade says credit repair is a scam. I didn't write it. They did. They have the Credit Repair Organization Act, by the way, too. They indicted Daniel on the Credit Repair Cloud, the big one going blah, blah, blah out there. Now you got more people replacing him. So let's do this. Why don't we turn around today and get a copy of Winning the Credit Game? Another book I wrote 40 years ago and update all the time for you. It's free today if you do it during the live. Now. If you don't do it, you blew it. Then pay for it. It's up to you. When I created the books here, there's 67 books I've created so far over the years, Winning the Credit Game was this. It was first read. In the back of the book, it would show you that Ray Reynolds, the guy that did the highest kick on planet Earth. Okay, no problem. It had one of the cars in the car collection, one of the mansions, one of the yachts. Why not? Then I turned it into a chess game because I became a chess master at 13. Kind of fun. So what is our goal? Let's win the credit game, winning the credit game, because we have to understand it. It's a free download if you did it now. If you wait when I'm done, you have to pay for it. There you go. Your opportunity, you just blew it. That's on you. Now, I'd like you to get a copy of the Debt Crisis Intervention. I'd like you to understand, basically, the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. That's a free download, too, if you do it during this broadcast as well. So DM me, share the live with everybody, and let's help the world. What do you think? What if we actually want to help the world and do it honestly? Fun stuff. For me, it's mindset. Okay, if I could touch it, I can kick it. And see it, believe it, go get it. That's what I live by all the time, too. We play the game to win. So for me, creating money was easy because I set up the foundation to do this. I studied every rich and famous person I could. I read up to 15 books a week. So understand what we get to do. Now, back in 1983 and 84, okay, I had a problem with what I did in business because I was what? The largest satellite manufacturer and distributor in the world. When I was 17, you know what I had? I had 19 houses. That was fun. But I did corp to corp at that time because that's the way you did it. Now, let's go back from there. Let's understand something, okay? I went to an event for payphones and basically ATM machines. And the payphone event, they said flat out, you get to make up to $300 a month, and it costs $1,600 for a payphone in a route. Okay, no problem. So how many months would it take to get to that what? The profit zone? I stood up in that conference and I said, I'll take 10. I use my security-specific bank line of credit. I'll take 10 now. I got my 10. Other people, I'd go back and forth, and about 20% complained didn't make enough money. See, they're trying to live on the money and not have enough numbers. Numbers never lie, only people lie. I've been saying that for 45 years as well. By the time I was done getting 22,000 payphones, 6.6 million a month, that's called auto income. I didn't know what to call it, passive or residual income. I don't care. I want money coming in. I would like you to focus on 5,000, 10,000 a month automatically coming into the corporation. I'd like you to focus on my concept of auto income since 1987. Again, that's going to be up to you because you're doing so great, right? I think your problem is you're doing good and you're doing what you need to do to make your family pay your bills, but I think you're missing some pieces. Why don't we connect the dots and go back to basics using winning the game of business? My real estate system. Now, in 1989, I created a form called assignment of mortgage. In the 80s and 90s, I created all these forms that are out there in the first place in the stationery stores at the time. So Homestead Blocker, UCC1, and Chattel Mortgage. You might want to master those things to protect you. If that tenant doesn't pay, you should get all their goodies or an insurance claim for $65,000 if you play. This was sold at the Bonavitcher and all these events for 32 years for $12,000 a set. You might want to take a picture of that and get a copy today too about real estate to be an expert. I was only controlling $2.2 billion at the time. Is that good or bad? But it's not mine. I don't want to own anything because that means I'm a duck and a sheep. If they sue me, they sue. What? No. So what do? Financial series, what I wrote is Become the Bank. Buckets of money, tax balancing, because I know we have to pay tax. The only way I know I can get some of my tax money back on a paycheck would be a house payment because you have property tax and house payment, but it's up to you as well. So we could actually do tax balancing. We could play the game and win as well. So take a picture. If you ever want a financial series, that was sold for $12,000 for years as well. So you get a copy of it today. If you want, you can DM. You can look at the link tree and all kinds of fun stuff as well. The goal is to understand. Every book I ever wrote, 67 so far as we play, I like to read it to you if you allow me to. I like you not to get stuck because getting stuck sucks. And that's what happens to all of us, getting stuck. I'd like you to take a picture here now. This is very simple, 10 auto incomes. I mean, understand something. When I wrote certain books to do these things, I don't want to run a business. When I wrote the book on car washes and laundromats, you're not going to work at the damn car wash or laundromat. It's run by a management company. Why would you want to work there? That makes no sense. I mean, remember in my original series, cash flow fee per time. So the bottom line is I can help you as well. So if you sign up, you help us with credit and give us a credit card. Well, if you needed one, I'd add you as a dummy card if I'm going to build you up. If you get into a program, let's understand, any program that we do here in my organizations, we're going to do a rapid rescore. All right, we're going to analyze you right away and tell you what you need to do. You're going to do 10%, I'm going to do 90% of my team, but it's up to you. Again, let's go back to this, auto income. I call this auto income. Those are the 10 businesses I like you to think about. owning a piece, get an auto income the rest of your life. It's up to you. I would like you to take a picture of this right now. I'd like this to be your screensaver, print it in color, a laminate, put it in your refrigerator or your desk at work. There's your future. That should have been your future since day one. Why don't you own part of a Wendy's restaurant or storage unit or laundromat, car wash? Oh, you want to hand someone else money so they can run a Ponzi? Okay. Then play with the circus and the clowns out there. What do? We have lined up right now about $1 billion. We're going to try to do about $5 billion this year in all these types of businesses. Would you like to join us? So what happens is you get to own a piece of something. If I repackage you my way, we're going to take a line of credit. You're going to write a check to an escrow, not to me, to escrow. If we get basically what's called blueprint money, same thing. So if we rebuild you my way, we're not going to do what you've done. You keep bringing the pain home. That's not acceptable for me. So what do? So let's understand. If I get you blueprint loan or basically checkbook money, that would be the goal. What does this mean? As we play this game, if you're in coaching for up to a year, what do we get to do? Up to 6 to 10 escrows. So let's pretend you're going to do what I tell you to do, and I repackage you my way. Now I get you a line of credit, checkbook money, line of credit. We're going to we need $200,000 down. Okay. What do? Maybe I want a storage unit. Let's go to the one before this. Okay. Now this is $25,000 from each of us from a line of credit. I need $100,000 down to get that laundromat, dry cleaner, car wash. Now, after all the bills are paid, the management company gives us the leftover. That means we each get up to $3,200 a month. We're not rich. The goal is it's forever, ever, 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 ever. So you own a piece of something. That's where I think you all screwed up. Sorry to say, but it's true. If we take $50,000, because I need $200,000 down in a storage unit or fourplex or duplex or apartment complex, there we go. See, numbers can be exercised based on down payment and receipt of money on a monthly base. So numbers never lie, only people lie. So you could play the game to win. 75,000, we might have 5 people plus me. There you're in an escrow. I'm in every escrow on purpose because I don't want you to lose. If I need $100,000 or $1 million by Wendy's restaurant, we get basically 8 or 9 of us plus me. There you go. Now we get up to $9,600 a month. Okay. What income do we need to break even? Don't overpay yourself. I want $1 million. No, you don't. You have to pay more tax. Take your picture. There's your future. Your future is very simple. Okay. Your future is basically auto income, in my opinion. Do what you do to make your money. That's fine. But again, I'd like to teach auto income at the same time. You become what's called a puppet master. This is what I've done since 1987, by the way. I had a problem. 1987, my problem is I'm closing up to 16 escrows a day, and I don't have so much of me. I decided to have my clients become my soldiers. So I position escrows, and we just close those all the time. What do? This represents at one time $2.2 billion in real estate to have fun with. And what do we have? 21 cars in the car collection. One of my college professors actually said I was paranoid, and the answer is yes. This represents 1,013 divisions, by the way. Divisions give me the line of defense in case I have an old blankety blank day. What do? The form. Okay, we have the ability to play. You will be for A. I will be for. And then what do? It's very simple as we play this game to win. We're going to share a piece of an escrow. We're not partners in the business. You own your own piece. I own my own piece. We're partners in basically the coaching program. That's what we're going to do. If you allow me to coach you every step of the way. Very simple. As we play this game to win. So the goal would be to blueprint you. So share this live with everybody. Please do that right away. And that's what we get to do starting today if you want to. Now, blueprint. You and I on the phone. Up to 1 hour. Okay? Up to an hour, maybe sometimes even longer like you did one earlier today. I like your partner of life with you, hopefully your spouse. What do? Past, present, future. I don't want your past chasing your future. So did you have a bankruptcy? Did you have a tax problem? Did you seal the bankruptcy? Did you mess up Chase American Express ever? I need to know that. From there, I don't want your past chasing your future. Family. What do we have? Corporation or LLC? What do you have? How many divisions do you have? You need 18, by the way. Let's go back to the board. If these are $100,000 each, paid over time limit, and I take one of these cards here, okay, $100,000 right here, okay, times 9 more divisions, that equals $1 million just on a damn gold card. Again, this means 9 lines of credit, 9 locations. That's called the separation liability line. And that was what? Planning the problem. So divisions, I'm going to tell you if you need them, it's 18, the minimum. What do? We need to have an irrevocable trust that John D. Rockefeller did as well, and not have probate and all this crap that's out there today. But again, that's what I'm going to tell you to have irrevocable trust. CAR is a division, not you again. Willing to sacrifice the division, not the corp in your family. So far, you've been sacrificing you and your family long enough. House should be bought through the trust in the future. Right now, it's escrow, closed, homestead, trust. But again, only one of you on the loan. We're going to look at auto income and cash flow for you per time. A blueprint call with me is up to $5,000 an hour. That's why we sold it for years. Now, we did do a special during the holiday, and the office sold it for $2. Very simple. If you did it during a webinar with me, it's half of that. But if you don't do it, then you pay more later on. It's up to you. You delay it, that's your problem, not mine. The ability is to basically what? Look into the link right below, DM me. All right, look from there, look in the link tree and everything else, and there you go. You can take a picture. That's what you would do now. But if you put it off, don't worry, it'll be a little bit more. That's okay. So again, as we play this game to win, we have 10 ways to do this. 10 ways. 10 ways. How do we create auto income? That would be the ultimate goal. Letting me help you every step of the way. Now, client, I lined him up for 3 dry cleaners. By the time we're done, it's $63.50. $63,250 a month for the corporation. And each location was a division going to the same bank account, by the way. No problem. Ran by management companies. Here's a laundromat. No problem at all. After the management company gets their cut, he got $30,000 a month. He wanted to say, that's too much. Stop. It's auto income. The Wendy's restaurant's one of my favorite because they're 3% fallout. That's pretty simple. You get to win. How about a gas station with a store? Okay. So we have Robert here. Robert got into the program just like I'd like all of you to do and understand. He got up to $35,000, but it took him 4 months to do this. After we had it all structured, got it so far. From there, David got $96,000. He did it in 8 months. You got to have all this structure done. You're CFO for your personal life and your business life, and we got their credit up and away. That's the goal. Again, Katie got $224 because she's just a little dynamite. So what happens? This took 14 months for her. So we could play the game to win. Now, I'd like you to think about looking at DM me, look in the link tree below. You'll see the phone number for the office as well. 800-254-9506. You have 4 of the top specialists. All right, you can ask for Lawrence, Chris, George. David's already gone for the day, so you can call him tomorrow morning if you want to as well. But then this is how you get some goodies today if you want to. Now, referrals. If you DM me and you share this live with everybody today, you could actually make some money if you wanted to, but it's up to you. You could become an affiliate. So I tell you basically what you could do is give us 5 to 10 referrals. All right, and become an affiliate. You can create up to $1,000 a day if you wanted to. We have people do that all the time. So when you do follow and help other people follow me, you can turn it into cash flow for your time, by the way. There's me. Okay, I like goodies. You like goodies yet? That's what I set up all the time. But I don't own the goodies. They're controlled by a corporation, and I'm a puppet master, by the way. For me, if you ask me how I'm doing, I'm going to say the same answer since I was 2.5 years old. Always good. Thank you, Jesus. Simple. Now, we have Credit Karma out there, which I do not like. I think they should be fired. They have no phone number to help you. They've been indicted 6 times, and they don't have Experian. Again, you need Experian.com, by the way, because banks pull that as well. Now, you have this LifeLock thing. They were indicted 6 times as well, and their last indictment is $100 million. They only carry $2 million bond. Analytical, I would suggest they carry $5 million bond. But they also have Experian. So it helps Chase Bank to get Chase cards. These are Chase inks, and they have 6 of these. Here's $350,000 just in my hand. What if we did that per division? Would that up more and more and more? See, borrowed money is not taxable. Debt offsets taxes, and we build corporate credit. We can finance the dream. So I would tell you to basically look at Analytical 750. Not only do they call you every 46 days to tell you what to do, they also help with Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Transit and Equifax. Again, business reports as well. But again, I'd tell you to take a picture, scan it, get to the link tree and do that right away, but it's up to you. I want them to analyze you. That's what the ultimate goal would be, analyze and rebuild your credit. So we have classes. Classes are nice and fun. So remember, Monday through Friday, twice a day, 3:15 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, like right now. Saturday, I have up to 5 to 6 classes if you want to play. Now, most of the classes are paid classes on Saturday. There's a couple that are freebies. So if we do this to get goodies, that's the goal, okay? If you signed up today, all right, for anything today, I would give you level 1, 2, and 3 this Saturday. It's up to you. Goal setting as well. The specialty class, that is the class people pay for all the time. The specialty this week is called tax balancing for you in the corporation, by the way. So that is January 17th. If you wanted all specialty classes, it's like $1,000 for 90 days or so. But again, it's up to you to figure that out as well. Talk to a specialist, they'll help you as well. If you wanted to get to literally, okay, all right, what's the specialty class this week? It is tax balancing. You take a picture, you scan it, that's what you need to do. But that discount is offered now in the link tree for you. But if not done, don't worry, they'll charge you a little bit more. See, procrastination's killer of a dream. Repackaging you like Humpty Dumpty. If I take checkbook money, blueprint loan, which I can obtain and get that for you as well if you let me line you up, I tell you to buy your lifetime income, which means you're going to buy an income of a fourplex, maybe a Wendy's or Jack in the Box or Storage Unit or something. Why don't we buy something that I call Boring and Steady, and it basically allows us auto income, and it's run by a management company. Because the owner is not at Wendy's, okay? It's a management company. If you need us to build your credit, let us know. We'll do that too, but it's up to you. So again, we can build credit for personal or business use in the dashboards. And that's important to all of us, building as much credit as you want to. I'm going to recommend, personally, you need 100,000, and also for the corporation as well. Because that way you have safety credit step by step for every one of you. When I started the Ray Reynolds University at One Technology Driver and Spectrum, this was only 22,000 square foot building. Back then, you go past Betty, you get into the back room, you see an office at B of A, Chase, Franchise, ADP. They were at my classes helping people set up accounts as well. But again, I got to go in a coma in 2009. My life was stolen, and I had to repackage myself again using my own rules and tools. I like goodies. You like goodies yet? If you notice, most goodies on the side of it says the Ray Reynolds University. It's a marketing tool. Those are goodies. They're not mine. But I got the keys. So every Friday at 3 o'clock, I do an analyzation class, and I repeat it on Saturdays as well. Now, I'm going to guarantee things in writing for you. We carry a bond as well. This means if you do what you're told to do, we're going to be guarantee everything you get to do. Do not jack up credit cards and do not apply during the program. You would crash a Rapid score and basically what hit the history I added for you anyway. So we only have 2 rules. Don't jack it up, do not apply. Simple. You have to be part of the program. If you screw it up, please don't blame me. Blame yourself because you screwed it up. I've had a couple of people blame me when they screwed up. The reality is you were told, they agreed not to screw it up, so please don't screw up my program. We all have an old blankety day. There's me in 2009. There's your yacht, there's the backyard. Simple. The race boat's right there too. We took a group of people to watch the fireworks. No problem. Next day, I'm in a coma. My life got stolen. The nurse asked my wife if I'm a donor. I was given a second chance to come back. I was given a choice, stay in peace or go back. I said, go back. What did we do? So I'm going to take away excuses. I had to move 24 times by the time I'm 11.5 years old. It kind of sucks with a lot of lousy people. Watts, Torrance, Long Beach, all these great areas. I've been shot. I've also been knifed. So I don't have excuses, neither do you. I'm lucky I'm still here today, but it's going to be up to you to follow through. What do we do? That's only 13 feet in the air from 2 steps, jumping and kicking out the lights. People here just stood there and watched me do this. My grandfather, Richard Bishop, won the Olympics in 32. See, my family threw me away like a piece of you-know-what. That's how it works. He does look like Al Capone. I'd like you to change your driver's license, insurance, registration today. If it doesn't already have P.O. Box, I'd like you to be a P.O. Box. I'd like you to protect your privacy, especially if you're in a bumpity bump. Well, then you give out where you live. That makes no sense at all. When you're in a bumpity bump, shh, don't say anything. Be polite. Don't tell them when you work. Don't tell them when you're off home and blah, blah, blah. It's not the person that bumped your car. It's the person they talk to after that. They're going to say, hey, we can sue these people. I'm sorry to say there's a lot of bloodsuckers out there today. So again, I signed up today to get the class. It's fantastic. You should. All right. Believe me, you're stuck with me. I signed up for Analytical 750. Remember, you're all stuck with me. I watch your live for 100 minutes. Thank you for your time. Well, thank you for showing up. I love that. Okay, you did KISS. That's the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid is what it stands for. Okay, so I heard what else? So if we sign up, you help us with credit and give us a card. Only if we need to, but again, we have to rebuild you. It depends on what we need to do in the program. Very simple as we're going back and forth. All right, so guess what? Share the live with everybody. Remember, driver's license, insurance registration should be P.O. Box, not home address. I want you to protect your privacy. This is one of the cars in the 21 car collection at the time. What does that mean? Okay, this is the Lamborghini. Here's the key. If you notice, the license plate said Ray Reynolds University, so does the back of the car, so do the cars, sides of the car. It's not mine, but I got the key. I will not be silly enough to put something in my name. It's a division, because there's always a liability, a line of defense. This one shows you flat out incorporating you. That's how it works all the time. Now, would you spend $300 a month? All right, would you spend $300 a month? All right, to get 150,000? Would you spend it to get 20,000? See, here's our problem. Can you afford $300 a month flat out? So what do? Let's understand something flat out right here. If we turn around and look at Chase, one of my favorite banks to play with in the first place, Chase, personal cards, business cards, there's no interest up to 22 months. There's the payment. You spend $16,000 to get into an escrow. Corporate credit doesn't show up on personal file. Can you afford $160 a month? Well, come on, you waste $50 every other day. That's $700 a month. You kind of piss away. If we want to spend $17,000, it's $170. $27,000 is $270. $28,000 is $287. So could I use this credit to get into a damn escrow? The answer is yes. What is your problem? You. I want you to look in the mirror later today. I'd like you to find a mirror, and I'd like to tell yourself you're fired. Let me drive for a while. You've been driving long enough. What you did, I don't like. My way works. Would you invest and spend $500 for $5,000? It's a question. Would you spend $500 for $5,000 of credit? Would you spend $1,000 for $10,000? See, this is how it works. I've made sure since I was 26 years old that everybody gets up to 10 times their investment back to them on personal business credit. My problem at 26, having $2.6 billion of structure, I thought I was going to pass away at 27. See, what happened back then is very simple. People they retire, get fat, ugly, and die. I didn't want to do that to myself. So your ability is to understand how to play the game to win. That would be the ultimate goal for all of us. So think about what you're willing to invest and add pieces to your life you don't have today. The first thing is we should analyze you. Everyone needs to be analyzation. They need to basically get done right away. They need to have a rapid rescore, rapid refresh, block any crappy credit. And if you do what you're told, the score is 750 and above, guaranteed, by the way. That's simple. If we're to repackage you today, I would tell you flat out, let me get you cards that are $5,000 to $10,000. Let me have the refresh put in place and let the paralegals help you for 9 months. Okay, why? Why not? But again, this is a program to make you a CFO, personal life and business life, chief financial officer. So you take a picture here, and what do? You get to change your life right away if you want to. But again, you're going to want to, and you're going to follow through. No matter what you do, you're stuck with me, by the way. If you have an LLC, LLP, C Corp, S Corp, I can build you up to that $25,000 of credit right away too. But it's up to you how you play the game. I want you to be a CFO. So if you don't have the credit reports set up to your entity now, let me do it for you and build your credit right away. But it's up to you. I have the dashboards that do this all the time. But it's up to you. Awesome. Did you already talk about Renette? Well, Renette, I didn't say anything about her, but she's phenomenal. She's in our paralegal department. Okay, but again, understand we want to play and hold your hand. Do you want to be a millionaire? Usually, yeah, no, the answer is no. If I hand you $1 million today, what would you do with it? You're going to say, buy a house, car. No, stop. You see, your problem is you and learning how to play. Write down reference 3 times 5. $1 million turns into $15 million of line of credit if you don't know that. Reference 3 times 5. Build the finance, the dream, because $15 million of credit, it'll offset the taxes. Debt offsets taxes. I'd like you to have 9 divisions for lines of credit. 9 lines of credit right here. Again, 9 lines of credit right there. Right there, 9. I like to have 9 locations of something. That means 18. See, numbers never lie, only people lie. Okay, it's very simple. See, you're in control of this. You control this, and I help you and guide you every step of the way. No one can rip you off besides you, by the way. So we play. Would you like to get 1 or 2 cards? So let me turn into 10 more. It's only $1 million. What would you like? You see, American Express will offer you 99 more. I only want you to get 9 more. Every division has a right to have its own credit files. Divisions. I add history. History builds what? Okay, it builds the dream. That's what we need to do. So if I add history to it, you start as a division. That's experience, strategy, and Equifax. Again, what do? Most divisions are like $1,000 each. They're expensive, but they're worth it. What do? You take a picture right there. Here's a group of 3, 9, and 12. If that were done today, you scan code it. There you go. You take a picture, you DM it, and then link tree as well. And if it was done today, I'll double the numbers for you. But that's today, not next week. And if you put it off, then I'm going to say you blew it. Simple. If you allow me to rebuild you my way, let's say we get a 750 score right here. No problem. 750 score. What do we get to do? Okay. Now, if I get you positioned right, what's the next thing I want to get you? The green spark. The only card that shows up on credit files of business is a spark card from Capital One. We still want them. So be careful. Those have to be at the 29% rule. If I get you the 100,000 green spark and then the 2 sisters for 30, that's 160. If you allow me to do my job, I'll do that times 9. Is that $1 million yet? What do you think? So again, numbers game. B of A has 3 cards. Wells Fargo has 4. Okay. Inc. they have 6. Gold they have 1. And we turn to what? 9 more. If we play the game and understand this, we can actually create up to $1 million to $10 million of credit in 36 months. So you can get above the game to play and learn to win. Banks will give you basically a checkbook money as long as you're a 2-year corporation or divisions. If not, then we get credit cards, corp divisions, and processing you. Nothing holds you back besides you. But again, that's up to $5.4 million if you want to play. It's up to you as well. So we go back to basics. Okay, Supreme Court said an LLC, LLP, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit, PC is a legal person. So if we have that, do we want to create entities? The goal would be yes. Again, if you're jacked up on credit, what do? Supply turns into cash. Reduce the debt. That's what you need to do. If you're military or anyone in your family military, what I would suggest Navy. Navy will give you up to 80,000 in cards and a 550, 600 score, and up to a line of credit for 50,000, help you reduce your debt. And if it's you or your family served, thank you for your service. I got mine because I got sucked into a government program as a kid. They didn't care if orphans lived or died, by the way. That's how it works, winning the game of business. So if we play, remember, I'm the guy that set up the dashboard in 1987, allowing tax ID to build credit reports, to build cash credit under tax ID. You can become a certified CFO. Once again, I asked you to take a picture of this earlier because that allows you to get the auto income process. That's what I'd like you to focus on. Do what you do for your money, what you do for you. That's fine. But how if we do this too? At the same time, let me rebuild you my way. You've been trying most of your life. Let me do it my way because you're stuck with me up to 6 days a week. I have no excuses. By the way, now neither do you. There's your screensaver. There's basically, print color, laminate on your desk at work, your refrigerator. Focus on that. That should be your goal. Your goal is to understand something. We've lined up escrows for us today and all through this year up to about 5 million. If you want to play, I want you to learn to be a puppet master. If I need 3 of you, and understand, I have my problem. 1987, I have too many escrows closing up to 16 a day. It's just too much for one person. If I need $100,000, 3 of you plus me, we're using checkbook money. Well, I line up the escrow for you anyway. You write a check to the escrow. Now, it's only going to give you about $3,200 a month. You're not rich. I never want you to say you're rich because I think that's only dumb people, the circus out there, saying I'm rich. What do? If I need 200,000 down, I need 3 of you plus me. Got it so far? So again, I want us to play to win the game. That's what I've done for people since 1987. If I do 75,000, that's 5 plus me again, up to $7,500 a month. Once again, after all the bills were paid, that's the leftover for each of us. If I want a Wendy's restaurant or a storage unit or apartment complex, I get $1 million. What do? We take basically 8 or 9 of us plus me. There you go. There's a check. If we each write a check from a line of credit or checkbook money into escrow, we own a piece forever. No one can hurt you. You own it forever. I don't know why you didn't auto income before, but that's on you. There's your future. Take a picture. I want you to focus on auto income, boring and steady. I'd like you to become a puppet master, but I'll hold your hand every step of the way, by the way. We play. This only represents 1,013 divisions, by the way. We play the game. We take a division, process division. You'll be 4A, I'll be 4. There'll be a B and a C and a D and an F. We'll close escrow. Every one of us get a deed of trust. So we're not partners, we own a pieces, and partners will be the partnership in a coaching program to help you get the piece. You own your own piece. It's up to you. I've done that since 1987, by the way, so we play the game. Still want to blueprint you. I still want to go past, present, future. Blueprint calls are up to $5,000 for an hour. And you and your partner of life, the office gave it for $2. That's what they'll give it to you tomorrow if you want to. If you did it today, now, you link tree, you DM me, and we give you for that, and you take your picture now. But if you don't do it now, then you just call the office and let them charge you more. Simple. If we coach you for 3 months, I'd like to build you 100,000 of personal credit. Heck, I'd like you 100,000 of business credit. Today's your channel. The blueprint call, the monthly calls are every 3 weeks. I coach 4 people a day and 2 broadcasts a day, and I have classes all Saturday. So again, that's all I've got. And I got room for 2 more people today. If it was done today, 18 books and CDs. Okay, 18 divisions. We had 2 people put a deposit on Saturday, and I have 2 other people who want to pay in full today. So the people on Saturday are kind of probably going to be bumped aside because they didn't do it as they promised to. The office has their prices. This is if you wanted the 3 months of coaching with me. It's a now situation. If you don't do now, again, it's going to be up to you. That's what we get to do, play the game. If we play for a year, this means I'm going to try to get you in 10 escrows. I hope you're aggressive like I am all the time. So again, that's up to 200,000 of credit, 100,000 of personal and business. Then the blueprint call every 3 weeks. What do we do? Very simple. I want to coach you and give you the ability to get to those 10 escrows. If we have 10 escrows, by the way, that's 100,000 a month. Up to 100,000 a month if you'd like. Again, that's auto income. So again, the office has this and they sell it for about 20, 30,000. I kind of give it away when I'm on a broadcast with you, and you can call the office now, or do it now. If not, then you just basically call later on and pay the higher price. That's how it works. Expos, 10 ways to do this, to play the game to win. The ultimate goal. Dry cleaners. You know, when I wrote the first book on dry cleaners, it wasn't to go run a dry cleaner. It was to be owned by a management company, because that's what it is in most cases. 363,250. The laundromats are great, but you're not going to work there. They're run by management companies, by the way. Up to 30,000 a month. Okay, what are you going to do now? How about get a Wendy's restaurant? How about a car wash? How about a gas station with a store? See, you have the ability to let us repackage you, rebuild you like Humpty Dumpty, and then when that's structured correctly with those division process, it'll probably take less than 4 months in an escrow up to 35,000, up to basically 8 months for 96,000. Again, up to 224, it took 14 months, but again, we still got to rebuild you like Humpty Dumpty. The goal is simple. Referrals are great. Because if you DM me, you share this live with everybody and followers, and give me 5 more followers, you can get a commission base as well. You can become an affiliate. I have people on Sunday, I actually Zelle 3 Zells right away, but it's up to you. The more you help me, the more I help you, but I'm still behind the numbers. I was hoping for 25,000 today. I'm only at 20,647. Again, I kind of get mad at myself because I failed. Okay, I'm really hard on myself, always have been. I have a goal, I want to reach it. Okay, so I'm going to have to play catch up on that too. 800-254-9506. Lawrence is still here. Chris is gone for the day, so is probably George too. You play. So you have the opportunity to listen to me now. I tell you to look behind that curtain every time because someone else says no. I don't like the circus out there, to be honest with you. I don't like circus clowns. I don't like them saying you need 5 LLCs, you don't buy houses and that. Get stuck with me every day for 6 days a week. How's that? And I won't let you down. The only one who let you down is you. You're in control of this. So I like goodies. You like goodies yet? We have the ability to change our lives if we want to. I was referred. Can an affiliate be referred by another affiliate? Of course it can. I have one affiliate that referred Bill. Bill got commission, got into a program. Then Bill got more referrals. Bill got his own referrals because what happened is the person only got one referral. Okay, why would you let someone else hold you back? Okay, I don't understand. That makes no sense. Thank you. You're welcome. Again, you share the live with everybody. What do? You help me reach my goal. Hey, I've only been on social media for 8 weeks. How am I doing so far? I decided that, hey, let's just not write checks for hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, radio and TV, which I've done all my life. Let's try social media. What's the fun thing? Then I see this circus out there and these clowns. I don't like circus clowns. I like the truth. Again, that's where you get stuck with me. I'm going to be directly to you. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. You get a product of mine. I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to make sure you understand how to play. So thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate your time and effort. And basically, I want you to change your life if you allow me to. Add some structure. Structure builds finance and builds the dream. If you don't, you're going to go back to the rerun you've been having most of your life. Anyway, I don't like reruns. So let's do our best. Let God do the rest. Amen to that too. And understand at the end of the day, God loves us all.